All right. Hi, guys. So today we are going to be making edible aquifers, and I want to be able to explain to you guys first what we are doing and how it relates to science before you guys go outside to make your aquifers. So make sure you're paying attention and listening so that you understand the concepts that we're learning, and then also so you know how to create your edible aquifers outside. So first off, we're going to start off with learning about groundwater. So, groundwater is the water that we drink, and it's the water that grows our food. It is found underground in the cracks and spaces between sand and soil. And these underground formations are called aquifers. Okay. So that's what we are learning about today, an aquifer. So here's one picture of an aquifer. And so these underground formations that you see here is the aquifer. And the groundwater, which you can see right here, this blue area, is the groundwater that we drink and that's used to grow plants. Here's another picture, as you can see. So there's different layers. And so the water that we drink is below those different layers. And then here's one more. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're making an edible aquifer so you guys kind of understand why these different layers are important and also how you guys can protect our groundwater as well. So we're going to start off with our sand and gravel area, which is going to be kind of this layer right here, the sand and gravel. So that's going to be our gummy bears, our cereal, and our chocolate chips. Those are going to represent things like sand, gravel, even rocks. So here I've got some chocolate chips. I'm going to put them inside of my cup. Okay. I also have some gummy bears. And we also have some cereal. So this represents again our gravel, our rocks, and our sand. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add some soda, and this is going to represent our groundwater. And we're just going to cover just enough that it covers over like the cereal. Okay, now that we've done that, we need to create our confining layer. Now, the confining layer, what it is, it's the barrier that basically protects our groundwater from a lot of the contamination. And you guys are going to see that in a bit, but we are going to need some ice cream. So let me go grab the ice cream. So this part, you may need an adult to help you, but pretty much this layer, the confining layer, is like the clay. There's like clay, or sometimes it could be rock. And usually this area is pretty secure, as you can see, like the ice cream, and it's really protecting our groundwater from anything that can contaminate it. And we'll talk a little bit more about contamination in a second. Okay, after that, you can add just a little bit more of our sand and gravel, which is going to be those gummy bears, the chocolate chips, and our cereal. And remember, you only have so much space, so please do not overfill your cups. Okay, you don't want these to overflow, and you don't want to eat that much sugar anyways. So here is my next layer. So again, that's the sand and gravel, and that's the chocolate chips, the gummy bears, and our cereal. And then now our final layer is going to be our soil. And that's kind of what we see right on top when you guys are outside. It could be the grass that you see that you guys walk on. And that's going to represent our sprinkles. And then you guys will be getting a spoon to do this. All right. So there is our different layers of our aquifer. What we are going to do now is we are going to add some contamination. So I'm just going to use one of these food dye colorings. So you guys will have one of these on your tables, either blue, red, or yellow. I'm just going to go ahead and go with red. And then what you guys are going to notice, let's see if you guys do. So this is going to represent our contaminants. So contaminants can be things like motor oil, like from your cars, like if your parents are putting in gas at the gas station and then oil falls on the floor. It could be fertilizers. It could be road salt. It can even be like if you don't pick up after your pets, like if your dog goes poop and you don't pick up the poop and you just leave it there. So these are all the dirty contaminants that are going to be um, uh, that could harm our groundwater. Now, you don't need that many. I would just do like 1 to 3 drops. You could just do 1 drop if you don't want to put any food dye in yours. And then once you're done, what you're going to do is you are going to drill a well. So if you remember in our first picture that I showed you guys, many people get groundwater by drilling a well into the ground, as you can see here, and that's how they're able to collect the groundwater. So that's what we're going to do, and our well is going to be represented by this straw. So what you're going to do is you're going to push it down all the way to the bottom. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but if you look down here, you can kind of see that as we pushed our straw down and our drilled our well into the center of our aquifer, you're going to notice that some of that red food dye that we had put in, it's starting to slowly leak into our groundwater. And this is the water that we drink. So it's very important for you guys to try and keep the earth clean because all of that stuff that you leave in the soil, it gets down into our aquifers and it contaminates our dirty water. Now, you sucking on the straw is going to represent pumping the well or bringing the water up. And so watch the decline in the water table. Do you guys see how as I drank out of my well, the water started to decline? That's also something important. We don't want to use up all of our water because this is very important and we need our water to survive. So that's why it's important for you guys not to waste water, to make sure that you turn off the faucet when you're brushing your teeth. You don't leave water on. You want to keep our water safe and we don't want to overuse it. Now let's pretend that we're going to recharge our aquifer. And this part is optional for you guys, but this would like represent the rain. And you guys will notice that because of all those contaminants, even the rainwater is already getting contaminated. So this is a really important lesson for you guys to remember that our groundwater that we drink from every day is super duper important to protect. So you guys have to keep it safe and you guys have to keep it clean. Once you guys have created your aquifers and you guys understand the concept of protecting our groundwater, you guys are more than welcome to enjoy it. So make sure you guys are listening to your teachers and adults and enjoy making your aquifers.